Now, I would like to invite Dr. Janak Palta McGilligan for sharing her valuable thoughts with all of us. Dr. Janak is an Indian Padmashree recipient social worker and the founder director of Jimmy McGilligan Center for Sustainable Development, Indore. She is also the founder director of the Baha'i Development Institute for Rural Women with the aim to train and empower young rural and tribal women to make them skilled human resources and social change agents. She is one of the board members of Baha'i Academy and also a global advisor, a member of management committees of different schools, colleges, and hospitals. And very recently, I have been watching her Facebook posts wherein personally, she has been visiting all these vaccination centers in different rural areas, and they have been actually giving saplings, useful saplings of the trees to villagers so that they can come forward and take the vaccination. It is a great pleasure and honor to have you with us, dear madam. Over to you, dear madam.
Thank you so much, Baha'i Academy, for having me with all of you. And I have been so enlightened with the introductory session videos, and I try to avoid all the things made already clear, and all the processes which have been explained, and kind of food systems and the processes. So I will first say that food is so important next to breathing. We can only survive if we breathe, and we can survive if we eat. Once our body cannot take food, that's beginning of the end of our life. Now, talking about food systems, I will start my talk with the concept of sustainable development. I have learned this experience and learned this subject more by working with about 1,000 tribal communities, and by training 6,000 tribal girls to go back in 500 villages to start as youth, start the transformation of their societies with sustainable actions, by doing some actions to sustain themselves, their families, and their communities. So this was first time when I went to Rio de Janeiro to receive UNEP Global 500 Roll of Honor for my institute, for working as a volunteer to eradicate guinea worms from 302 villages in one district in 1986-7. So I started working here in 85. I moved from Chandigarh. And this is 37th year of me in Madhya Pradesh, and I'm sitting in my house now, retired, but as Saili has already said that I work for sustainable development, not for other people, but for my own living, whatever I'm doing. So when I was at Rio de Janeiro, when I read the definition of sustainable development, it was to use the natural resources in a way by making sure that we don't compromise for the future generations. That's the beginning of my questioning the very definition of sustainable development based on natural resources and save them for the future. So I said, do we have enough water we need now? I said this in 93. I came from Rio in 92. What is the status of our soil? We have poisoned the soil with chemicals. Green revolution is the biggest in India. I will talk more about India, though I have been a member of Solar Food Network, India International, and UN Sustainable Development Goals, and continuously I'm working. But then I redefined sustainable development based on Indian philosophy, which is universal. 2 sentences I know all of you know these Hindi words of, first thing was, whenever we went to a temple or listening to a discourse of saints and any holy place, so we somebody used to say Panditji or leading saint, or somebody would say Vishwa ka. Everybody used to say Kalyan ho. Vishwa ka Kalyan ho means the well-being of the entire world. We call it planet. Second is, praniyon mein we used to say sadbhavna ho. Complete harmony among all the beings, all the creations on this planet, in this planet. We human beings are the supposed to be sustainable human beings to sustain all creations on this planet. Humanity, animal kingdom, vegetation, minerals, 5 elements of nature, Mother Nature. Now, food system affect everybody. Food systems are not for us humans only. I'm talking about food for all the animals. Animal kingdom means everybody. It's insect, or it's a bird, or we plant a tree, we first think of a fruit tree so that we can get fruit. We don't think a tree is a home to the birds. And second is vegetation. If vegetation is not sustainable, we will get nothing sustainable to have. By now, food, clothes, and shelter have been the basic needs of humanity, no matter where we are. Food has been food for thought, food for soul, food for action. Now, COVID-19 has brought the entire world, and we are today all talking, celebrating an International Youth Day for transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health. I think all of us should do a survey. What are the tastes of food? Youths. First thing is taste. We eat for taste. We eat for our, look, pleasing our 5 senses. We don't think about immune system that has been reminded by millions of people who died in this world because their immune system was so bad and they could not face the virus. Food, sustainability of food starts with seeds. Entire world has now it can be divided into 2 parts: factory food and farm food. Industry, all the processes Mr. Azadi has taught, processing and marketing and packaging and transporting, everything is industrialized. Soil, we have used so much of chemicals. There is a cancer train from the part I belong to. I was born and brought up. And now there is a cancer drain and people are not able to produce food. Our Prime Minister has just said 80 crores of people had to live on what government is giving them. Country, people are not able to have food because food is all manufactured. And people don't have access to food. The first thing is we should have access to food which is pure, which is safe, which is healthy. All. Now talking about youth, I would like to just get into, because I have a time limit also to talk today, but you can all go to my YouTube channel and Google my name and find a lot of details about what is happening. But I would like to share here that food is not just a composition of carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, or something which can be supplemented with supplements. Food is that can sustain our healthy body, mind, our society, our culture. Now we have destroyed our soil, we have destroyed our water because pollution, we have polluted the air, and we have forgotten our cultural indigenous food, indigenous seeds. Decisions of what will farmer grow depends on genetically modified scientists, Monsanto or Bill Gates or other people, companies. Now there is a corporate houses. Food is all about corporate houses. I would like to tell the youths that I will share my own example, how I'm living. First thing is to make sustainable choice in your life for sustainable living. So I just share with you, I'm sitting here in a house made on a half-an-acre farm in a village outside Indore, where I am living, and I am able to have my own food, except 4 things I have to buy: is salt, sugar, tea leaves, and cooking oil. And because of that, I have a cow-centered farm, and I have a couple who looks after and runs this place, and we process it. Now the second, seeds. Our seeds are all indigenous. I am not proud of making this variety and that variety. I would like to have the variety of 100 years old of Sona Moti Gehu. I would like to have our own variety of chane ki dal and everything. It should be all indigenous. So seeds natural and grow naturally and process naturally. My husband and I started solar cooking, solar food processing. And I have trained after my retirement for 26 years, training 6,000 girls to work in their communities for agents of positive change in sustainable communities development. Here I have trained 86,000 people without any fees, just half a day of an experience on the spot to see how this place is growing food. Food doesn't mean just grains. It's not just crops. It's fruits, it's medicinal plants, it's spices, it's fruits, vegetables, grains, all the lentils. And with the birds and animals and everybody around. So that's one thing. When I'm going to people and I'm talking, somebody, Siley just said, I go to villages and I'm telling them, many people died in COVID because we lost oxygen. People had died. So we are not growing enough trees, fruit trees, food trees, fruit trees. So, and there is so much of adulteration. There is so much of spiritual degradation of business people, industry people. soul and that feeling of Annadata and God, and Bhagavad Gita, where it says, Satvik Khana, Jaisa, the way we eat, the kind of food we eat, it will affect our thoughts will decide our actions, and actions we have been told to live a life with self-control, Sanyam, and then we should work hard and not really always expect to get fruits of our work. So it's deeds. So all the holy books, all spiritual, if we get back to our own systems, indigenous food, we will get back to sustainable, provided we make sustainable choices. I have zero waste lifestyle. I don't bring any wrapper, any paper in my house which brings waste, except something medicine or something else which is not, which means I don't carry any plastic bottles. And I'm teaching, I'm the brand ambassador of the cleanest city of India for 5 years, and teaching people how we can live without carrying plastic and using plastic and pouches and everything. So second part is processes. Solar cooking. We cook on solar for 300 days, and solar dryers, you can dry all the products which are surplus for the rest of the year. So technology, youths, I have been training youths who are now startups. All my startups are either developing an organic farm or developing a Javik Setu, where people get market for their organic products. And there is a cold press ghani where people make oil in my own village. The farmers are slowly switching on to organic farming, and no waste. My gas cylinder is changed average after 2 years and 5 months, because 300 days we have sunshine. So climate change, climate problems, all climate issues and COVID, it's because we have encroached on their habitat. The youths have to think not only about the taste and hot food and fast food, and how not to only think about party, do the party. But what happened to our grandmother's food? What happened to our mother's food? All the youth should learn. YouTube will show you how you have to cook granny's food, but it will not cook for you. You can watch everything, but unless you make it. So we have to learn to grow. We have to learn to process. We need to package in environmental friendly manner. So it's possible. If I can live without chemical, I start my life with doing my own datun. And I use aloe vera for my wash. I use flowers, hibiscus for my hair conditioner. And I have all my cow's milk and butter and ghee and everything I need. I have beautiful flowers to decorate the environment, and I breathe fresh air. I'm telling the farmers, grow oxygen. Oxygen can only be, I'm asking youths to first learn how to grow oxygen, how to grow sustainable food, how to make sustainable choices, how to have startup, how to have a business company of sustainable food, how to have, why can't we transport the local food from village to local market on a balgadi, bullock cart? We have finished all the male calves because we are becoming tech savvy. We want everything fast. This fast is killing us faster. Fast speed is killing us faster.
Very true,
I close by saying we have to make sustainable choices to have sustainable food, and the youths cannot, unless they change their behavior, their habits, food habits, their choices, and their choices for future, as Mr. Azadi said, present, right today, make a list what is sustainable food,
very true,
and what is not sustainable food. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, dear madam. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your life experiences with everyone. They have definitely given inspiration to all of us to think creatively about sustainable development. Thank you very much. And your presentation is always so energetic, and the energy is passing through everyone.